The Nissan 240SX may be considered a piece of crap, mid-90s Japanese tin can to many, but to the few, it is the pinnacle of drift culture that many of us grew to love. I mean, what more could you want than a lightweight, rear-wheel drive commuter car with parts that could be sourced relatively cheap? However, as the years have passed, and oh boy have they passed, these cars have unfortunately fallen into the hands of stupid-ass kids that ultimately ruin them by turning them into race cars. I mean, heck, that is exactly what I did with my FRS. I can't blame them. And on top of that, you have people selling parts for these cars at ridiculous prices. $100 for door trim? $400 for a subframe? You can't argue with supply and demand, but hey, facts don't care about your feelings, right? The fact here is that these cars and their parts used to be much cheaper. But hey, go get that bag, homie. So that brings us to now. After strolling Facebook Marketplace for a few weeks, I stumbled across an ad for a 1993 Nissan 240SX. The price wasn't advertised, but hey, I reached out anyway. After going back and forth with the seller for several weeks and almost completely losing hope due to some communication issues, I got cold feet. Then I decided, what's life worth without taking risks? So I rounded up my dog Django, convinced my girlfriend Jess to come with, and we headed out to scoop this car up sight unseen. And as any guy knows, no road trip is complete unless your girlfriend gets her Chick-fil-A fix, and of course, a non-negotiable, she has to get her Starbucks. Django got his pup cup, then proceeded to knock out, and before you knew it, after 5 hours of driving, we arrived. But was this car going to shape up to what the seller promised, or would we be leaving empty-handed? Wesley, how's it going?
Hey, how was that drive?
It wasn't too bad. Wake up early, get on the road. It wasn't ultimately too bad.
There she is.
Yeah, nice.
It breaks my heart to see her back on wheels. Feel free to open her up.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that doesn't look bad. I can fix that.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
As long as all the mounting points are there, I think I'm happy, and this ain't that bad either. Yeah, good deal.
Got pollen all over her.
You still have the keys for it?
I do have the keys.
Yeah.
Actually, they are at my house.
Well, hey, I mean, honestly, looking at it, you were a man of your word. It checks out. I'm not gonna. What you did tell me was that it looks pretty solid. Perfect for what I need, man. Perfect. What do you think, Jess?
I think it's gonna look really good when we paint it purple.
Yeah, maybe, if you can convince me.
I just did.
Yeah, but in all honesty, boys, I think we came across a gem for at least the price that I'm paying for it. No tail lights. It had some water in the trunk, and the owner was able to drain some of that water that was just sitting there, but no rust, maybe a little bit of surface. But hey, that's workable. There's a few dents on the side here, but no body work, no Bondo, so maybe PDR will solve some of those issues. No front fender. It is pop-up, which I like more than a Sylvia front. But like I told the dude, hey, as long as the bones are good, I'm happy. And I think she's definitely checking out.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, it comes with some spare parts in the trunk, but he did say that he had some other parts to give me in his garage. So I'm getting the hookup. He did tell me he forgot to bring the key over with him, so he's running to go and grab that. And yeah, then I think we will be on our way with a pretty solid 240. Here are all the parts he said it comes with, so go ahead and get those loaded up and we'll sort through it later and see what we got. It's like Christmas, but in February. Now we had to figure out how to get this thing loaded up on the trailer. It started to get hot, so the sweater had to come off, and unfortunately my trailer does not have a winch, so with the help of Wesley's grandfather, we had to brute force this thing up, and then ratchet strap it up the rest of the way. You good back there, Dad?
Look good. I just make noises. That's what old people do.
Since all of our efforts were focused on getting the car up on the trailer, I completely forgot that we still needed to sign the title over and complete the bill of sale, because I was dead ass just about ready to leave without it.
Hey, just remember, you're the true OG.
I know it.
First time I think I ever went sideways was her.
Really?
That was what would been called drifting nowadays.
Yeah.
I was doing bend, and then I wasn't. And I was shot that way. I was late for a 4-H. I was a 4-H leader. I was late for a meeting, so.
Damn, you put up to the 4-H meetings in the 40? Big one.
I'm telling you.
I'm surprised you ain't put no rims on it.
I loved her for what she was.
I'll get out of your hair. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man.
Be safe getting back.
Will do.
Safe.
Thank you very much. You guys have a great day.
You too, be safe.
So what I didn't realize was that this is really a one-owner car. Wesley, so the guy that I bought it from, his grandma bought the car in what, '93, brand spanking new. So it's been in the family all this time. And it was kind of sad because as we were doing all the paperwork, bill of sale, and signing off on the title, she was tearing up and it just kind of struck a chord with me. Kind of made me sad. But hey, that's just what some of these cars mean to us. We love them. The people that have owned them throughout the years love them. And you know, I like to think that the car's going into the right hands. Man, I'm still so pumped on this thing. I can't get over how nice Wesley's grandparents were. The dad came out and brought Jess and I some water, and it was just nice, and told me the whole story about the car.
He was nice too, Wesley.
Oh, well, yeah, he was. Just overall a great group of people, and super happy that I ended up with their car. So if they're watching this, thank you. And when I think about it, I genuinely think we got a little diamond in the rough here. Now, since we were already in the beautiful panhandle of Florida, Jess and I decided, you know, let's head over to Destin, one of the most popular beach destinations in Florida, and take Django, since he's been cooped up in the truck all day. Well, unfortunately, they didn't let him in. I guess they don't allow dogs on their beach. So we put Django back into the truck. Sorry, Django, I know you wanted to play out there. Maybe next time. So yeah, I was a little salty that I couldn't take my dog out onto the beach, but hey, Jess and I still wanted to enjoy the sunset. And let me tell you, if you have the opportunity to see a nice Florida West Coast sunset, by all means do it. It's beautiful. And here we are the next day after making the, 4.5-hour drive back to Jacksonville, stayed the night with Jess, ditched her, and swapped her out for my boy Mike. Mike has tons more muscle than she does, so he'll be able to push this thing off the trailer by himself.
Yes.
We are trying to game plan what we're gonna do. We're thinking we just jack up the front of the trailer and send her right back into the garage. I would leave her outside, but since we don't have any tail lights or the 240SX center housing, just don't want this thing to be exposed to the elements anymore. The back right tire is flat. It was a mission and a half to get this thing up on the trailer. We had to ratchet strap it up, but we were able to do it. So it should be easier to get it off. Where we might run into the problem, the tie rods up front aren't connected. So hopefully one of the wheels doesn't...
Moving.
Yeah, hopefully they don't shank to the left or to the right and then send this thing off course. Wheel still good?
Yep. It's going straight down.
All right, good deal. We're struggling here, but we managed to get it in the garage some. We'll keep pushing it back, jack it up from the rear, slide it over, jack it up from the front, slide it over. This is all Mike's idea, not mine. But hey, it's working.
Nice.
First order of business before we can get to just establishing a baseline with this thing. We need to get the tie rod connected to the knuckle. Ideally, I just need to be able to get this thing rollable, and having to deal with the wheels turning left and right is definitely annoying. But I was just thinking, I don't know if I showed you guys the interior yet, which to me was probably the biggest selling point of this car. Look at this. She might be a little dirty, but everything is there. The door panels are minty, might just need a little bit of glue here to hold that up. It does have an aftermarket steering wheel adapter. The OEM dash cluster is there. And most importantly, we have a clean and crackless dash. If you remember my S14, I made it a point that no matter where I went and no matter where I parked, whether it be indoors or outdoors, I always put my sunshade up to protect the dash. And luckily, Wesley and his family did the same thing. So I don't know the thread pitch on the tie rod end. Nonetheless, it's like a castle nut with a cotter pin. So I'm just gonna send this cotter pin through it, bend it, and at least we won't have to worry about one wheel shanking to the left or right when we're moving it around. So I am worried that the fender might hit the wheel once the suspension compresses. Hopefully it doesn't happen. I just want this thing to be able to roll. And this is the last piece of that puzzle. So I think we're in the clear. It squeaks a bit, rubbing on the fender. What we still need to do is go through all of the extra stuff that I got with buying this car. I know it didn't seem like it when we were loading the truck up, but off camera, there was probably about 3 or 4 times as much stuff that we loaded in the back that I still gotta unload and sort through. Some of it might be junk, Some of it might be extremely useful. But as for now, I think that's where we're gonna end it. I'm super excited to have found one of these cars. I've been looking forever. And I know I didn't mention price or anything, but I'm curious. What do you guys think? Once we get this thing cleaned up and get a good baseline for what all this car needs, I think you guys are gonna be genuinely impressed. So I hope you guys decide to go ahead and subscribe and stay tuned for future progress on this car. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.